By the gods, I didn't see you there. Wait a minute. Right. Welcome everyone to Polis Ranger's Stereotype video. Now I've been trying to work on this for a good long while, but I never really had the time for it. Now I've gone to the point where, fuck it, I'm just gonna do it, because if I don't do it, then nobody's gonna do it. Now, what's the stereotype video based on? Well, if you've seen in the thumbnail and the title, the ranking system. And what's the ranking system? Well, essentially the rank system is essentially a way to hide avatar features. The more time you put into the game, the more avatar features will be shown, and it's quite useful to stop griefers or simply put in annoying assholes that want to crash your computer or VR headset, and there's plenty of them about. But those ranks have stereotypes to them, and certain people that are, well, exclusive to those ranks. Now, to the disclaimer. My friend.
This is a joke. Don't take anything too damn seriously and chill the fuck out, please.
Exactly. This is all for comedic joking purposes. If you get hurt about it, well, there's a nice looking edge over there. But still, this is going to be a two-parter. We're going to look at the first 3 ranks. The second video, well, if you already know by now, the other 2 ranks are going to be quite interesting. But don't take it to heart. And enjoy.
Do you smell that? That's the smell of fresh meat. That's right, the fresh meaters. These are the new arrivals to the game. The visitors that we all start at in VRChat. Now, like the title applies, these guys are pretty new to the game. They're mainly desktop users, pretty much as you can easily tell, as we all start in desktop. But there's a small minority of group of them that are VR users, which is quite rare, but I guess it depends if you see more desktop than VR. But naturally, you do see these guys as desktop users. They're usually quite polite in some regards and don't have a clue what to do. And as any visitors do, and new players, they use the public avatars because they don't know how favorites work, nor how avatar worlds work either. So if you see one of these fresh meaters, or the fresh meat, give them some tips. Tell them about the safety shield. Tell them to be wary of certain hackers in the groups. Well, not really of hackers, more of people with shitty avatars that will attempt to crash you and destroy your PC. Just be friendly to these guys. It's a big new world out there for them. It's like the pit of fire. Those guys don't usually live long. Out of all the memes there has to be in this game, this one is the most annoying pieces of shit ever. The toothbrushes, or as we call them, the kiddie squeakers. You know, you always get that one kid in the game that has such a squeaky voice that it's irritating to the point. Well, imagine these little bastards in toothbrush avatars or some variant of them going around saying no square and being a little rude when you tell them to kindly stop, or they just generally be rude. I hate toothbrush avatars because someone decided to put the no square with them and combined a very irritating and cringy meme. These guys are exclusively visitors, and I've always seen them as visitors, and I'm not joking. VR users sometimes, particularly Quest, but yeah, and I really question if they're old enough for this game, because sometimes they're not old enough, because this game is 13 plus. Some of them are 10, 11. Remember there was a 9-year-old kid. But if you see these little gremlins, well, don't trust them in murder. They'll just stab you in the back, shoot you in the face, and say, "Don't touch me there." Purge them all. Not like Uganda Knuckles. My goodness, is someone eavesdropping our conversation? Most likely, because they are the eavesdroppers. They're not really common, these guys, but you do get quite a few of them. They never speak. They always stare. And they use public avatars, but never speak. I will admit, though, it is quite hard to try and jump into a conversation in this game. I mean, give them credit, it is quite difficult, because you don't want to be rude. And these guys are probably going, I don't really want to butt in and be rude, because, well, you're just being polite. And these guys, they don't want to be rude. They'll just sit in the corner and just eavesdrop in the conversation, and they'll have a listen. A little creepy when they just stare and don't say anything at all, and you look at them and wave and they just walk away. Maybe they're shy, maybe they don't have good social skills, maybe we should give them a break. But for a tip for those guys, here is my advice. As you're listening to a conversation, if they're talking about a topic that you know, try and slip into that conversation. For example, if someone talks about Team Fortress 2, you go, yes, Team Fortress 2, good game, a shame that the bots are ruining it. And then you put yourself in the conversation and the subject you know. Then, you're all good and no longer the eavesdropper. By the gods, these guys are really annoying to the point where you just want to kill them. The crashers. Yes, these guys exist. They want to ruin your games by crashing you with their avatars. And I'm not joking, they can crash your game with their avatars or kill your PC. They generally have insane avatars to the point where they can do many tricks. They could shoot a polygon gun, which they can crash your monitor, which you would have to reset your monitor or PC. They can lag you out to the point where you're out of the game. Or they can just fuck your PC to the point where it might burn. And they're generally quite dickish or usually assholes. Quite common, they are visitors. Sometimes new users, sometimes users, sometimes known users. But generally these guys just give zero fucks. Jump into a world, crash everyone, have a laugh, get banned the next day. If you see these guys, block them, report them, and just have a good day. Nobody likes trolls. You're not funny. It's just stupid. Sad little men realizing they got tiny dicks. Shame. It's not like the good old days of trolling, or trolling in general. The casual guys and girls. These guys and girls are simply the casuals of the game. They've ranked up to new user and playing the game a lot more. They're generally quite polite and fun to be with. You can commonly find them in Murder and Tag and Hangout worlds like the Pug and the Black Cat. But strange enough though, they're less common than visitors. New users you generally don't see a lot because it doesn't really take you that long from new user to user. So if you do see these guys, they're casual. They play the game fairly a lot, but not to the point where obsession like every day. They're usually quite chill, fun, and not really that big of an issue. I haven't ran into one bad new user. There's probably an odd few, but they're rare. I mean, not like rare, like trying to find a lottery ticket in the blooming tip. More like rare to the point where you will probably only see 1 or 2 in a world. Maybe 3. I don't know where these guys go. They either get murdered in the back of the alley, or Gaben's like, get you out of there, send you to Dota. Gordon Bennett, these guys like to change their avatars way too frequently. That's why they're known as the avatar changers. They're always changing their avatars. Sometimes they do, but they don't choose a certain selection of avatars. They haven't chose the one. Sometimes they have some really crazy avatars and strange ones as well. They're pretty chill, but there's some weird shit that goes on. Really weird. Also, expect your game to pretty much lag a lot of the time. Because, well, if you don't really have a good PC and you're running on a potato, expect to lag a lot when these guys are changing avatars, particularly when they have big polygons. And I'm talking about big ones. There are some avatars that are pretty decent and load pretty quickly, but there are some that will just lag you out. Normally at this stage for the new user, they don't have an identity. Because in this game, you're known for your avatar, not for your name. Which is kind of ironic, if you really think about it. You're known for the names? Wait, no, I got that wrong. Known for the avatars, but not the name. Very interesting. Maybe most games need to do that. You're known by your avatar, but not by your name. Kinda sad, really, because somebody could just copy you and pretend to be you. Poor guys. Oh my goodness. Not these guys, not these very annoying guys. This is the annoying type. You always get those annoying people in games, it is an inevitable thing. But you have 2 types of annoying people. Funny annoying people and asshole annoying people. It is completely random of what you'll get, Dr. Freeman. But you will always get those loud noise people that love loud noises, spamming in their mics and screaming in their mics. We all love that. And there are those that are just straight up rude and say very bad words. And we all know what words they usually say that can result you getting a banned on Twitch. Quite sad. Very sad. And they sometimes have the weirdest, wackiest avatars ever. Sometimes it's what the fuck, and some are... That's pretty interesting right there. I gotta admit, that is pretty interesting. But at the end of the day, what you gonna do with them? You can mute them, you can block them, you can even hide them, or just ignore them. Some of them can be quite funny and entertaining, others are just, well, straight up dickish. But sometimes, in the words of Bubby from Half-Life VR, he once said in this clip,
Take care of it, take care of it.
my god, these guys come in a regular basis. But for so many good reasons. The regulars are chill and easy people to talk to. They play the game quite a lot. They're very approachable, and they're quite common in Murder, the Black Pap? My god, I'm talking about the Black Cat. And the Pug. The normal Pug. Nobody ever goes to the Pug West. But these guys, like I said, they're just chill. I really have nothing negative to say about them. Well, this is actually going to be a pretty short stereotype, actually, for the Mr. Regular. Oh, here's another good thing. They only use one avatar. So don't worry about your game lagging like mad. Because the one thing we all hate is our games lagging. Because it can be quite irritating. Irritating at times where you're trying to stream and you go lag. Just like that one moment when you're playing Call of Duty. You think you're killing somebody, but the game goes lags you out to the point where it cockblocks you and you're the one who dies. Well, doesn't matter what game you play, there's always lag, even if you have the beefiest machines. By the gods. The hidden mysteros. They are a fascinating species of users. They are commonly found in the black cat, the bug, murder, variety of urban games. But these users are not users. They are the known or trusted users. Yes, that they are. In VRChat you can hide your known or trusted user status and just look like a regular user. Now why would they hide their rank? Well, known and trusted users have a bit of a reputation. Well, some of them anyway. You can't just lump all of them together to call them all bad bunnies, because if not, you call yourself thank you dyslexia and my brain. I think I'll just leave it in just for the weirdness. They are a bit chill, sometimes rude, particularly if you get in the way of the mirror. They're quite protective of the mirror. They single avatar use, which is actually quite nice, but expect those polygons to be through the roof. And on a side note, don't mess with their mirrors. For some reason they get really overprotective. But it is the first stage of the mirror addiction in this game. My god, I feel sorry for those fellows. The early VR players. They are disorientated, get dizzy, motion sickness, and most of all, very excited for VR. For a short amount of time before they realise they have to change the batteries or charge up the headset because, well, VR headsets are not, they have a bit of a notorious reputation of thirsting for power. Or just change the battery. These guys are quite positive, sometimes cringy, but they love to play murder and VR-based maps or games, those that take advantage of the aspects of virtual reality. And they're quite chill. Some toxic ones, but 90% of them are chill. And we all started as these guys. First time in VR, you're like, whoa. It's a really cool feeling. I mean, you gotta admit, it's pretty damn awesome when you put that headset on and you just play something like VRChat. It gives a whole new term of playing the game. And I will say, VRChat is best playing VR. Desktop is okay, but when you're these guys, they have one hell of a time in VR.
Well, that was a quite fun starter of the Stereotypes series, which I will put a disclaimer out there for those that need reminding or to skip at the start of the video. Come in, my man.
Don't be fucking butthurt or anything, alright? Please don't.
Yes, in simple terms, don't get butthurt about it. It's only for jokes and comedic purposes, and not really to be based on everyone's that stereotype is that type of person. It's all comedy and games. Don't you worry. But I bet you, with part 2, with known and trusted users, there might be a lot of salt, but there will also be a lot of praise. And remember, don't judge people based on their ranks, judge them based on their actions and behaviors. If they're being a douchebag, then acting like a douchebag, they're a douchebag. If they're being polite, wonderful, and funny, well, they're a pretty chill guy. But with that said, I'll see you all in part 2. Now, where did I leave my milk carton?